13, you and your erroneous sampling population. We've concluded that putting people in prison can't reduce crime. Why? Because in this one area or this country, we have more people in prison and yet we haven't seen a reduction in crime. But in order for that sample to be meaningful, we'd have to have a control group to compare it against. We'd have to know what happens if you don't put people in prison. Here we have no control group, so we don't know whether or not, we don't know by how much or how little putting people in prison has an effect on crime rates. And see, if you told me that B is true and the crime rate would have been way higher if we hadn't put so many people in prison, well, there's your control group. And that means that if that's true, then the argument is just destroyed. That's why B is the right answer, because that's something devastating that we've overlooked. And if B is true, boom goes the argument. And that's the right way to use that phrase. Alright, so in that video I showed you why the right answer was the right answer. What I didn't show you is how to get there. I didn't give you a method. Didn't give you a system. I didn't talk about pattern recognition. And the reason is, that's where I think the value is really at. If you think that having a systematic, methodological, comprehensive means of kicking the LSAT in the nuts is worth paying for, then check out that link of all our course offerings and join the team. And if not, totally cool. Please continue to make the best use you possibly can out of all these free videos, and tell your friends and everybody you meet along the street and in everyday life how awesome we are. Of course, if you think these videos are awesome, you really ought to see what's in the paid course.